So the gender gap, as the husband of a teacher who is a woman, and the father of two young women who are entering the workforce not too long from now, just a few years, as Bailey's actually looking at colleges right now, finishing her junior year, is the gender pay gap in the United States has not closed meaningfully in 20, and I'm not going to use the word, effing years. And if you take a look, it's here, it hasn't closed meaningfully. So US women are still earning about 82% of men. And this shocks me probably because of kind of where I've been. Patrick Bet-David is an entrepreneur, a very dedicated entrepreneur. And I'm proud to say that the time I spent working with him at PHP Agency, the women that were life insurance agents, the men that were life insurance agents, everybody made the same thing to the penny. There is no difference. The only difference was who could sell and who couldn't, and who would drive and who couldn't. But all of our wages were locked in and they were equal. So when you work inside something like this and then you suddenly see a Pew Research study that comes out and does kind of a re-review of something, this frankly kind of pissed me off a little bit. And what was even more stark about it, other than the 82% difference, is it was different across races. And on the PBD podcast about a week and a half ago, we had the wonderful book that was written by the woman who escaped North Korea.
Yes.
And she talked about her experience, and she made a comment that in some places, to her, this was her speaking, in the US, if you were Asian, you were treated as if you were white. Was that, I want to make sure I get that right, Kelly. That was her kind of comment. Mm-hmm. So I'm being careful here because it was her opinion. But I dove into these stats. So that's what I'm remembering from a week and a half ago from a guest on the PBD podcast.
Yeonmi Park.
Yep. And she wrote a book. What's the name of that book she wrote? We'll get that in a second. The Asian women are only at 93%. So it should be equal, but Asian women are at 93% of what men make, and this is all men, average in the US. Caucasian or otherwise classified as white women were at 83%, black women were at 70%, and Hispanic women were at 65%. And that really shocked and disappointed me to see the disparity, but I also see there with the Asian women kind of a look back into the comment that she made, that she felt that, at times if you're Asian, you're treated as white. But what does this mean for us? Let me tell you, the small business people are the engine of America. We are building jobs, we are getting things done, and we shouldn't take a Pew Research study or Yeonmi Park being on the PBD podcast and talking about things that they're experiencing to say, are we double checking that everywhere in our companies and in our departments and anything that we can influence, that this wage gap is not there, that it's equal? You're a director of marketing. Are you a good one? How long have you been a director of marketing? Okay, here's our scale, that's your pay. And the fact that this is still out there and it's on a national basis says that it's still happening more often than it's not. And so for all of us, the opportunity is in our lap to take the first step on this. And as a man with daughters that are coming into the workplace, I'm hoping, and I'm going to be an increasing voice about this, that there's a crescendo of re-review in America to take a look to say, hey, can you do the job? Do you do a good job? 2 questions. That's it. And then here's the wage scale. And in a modern day where a lot of people identify in various ways, step back and say, I don't care how you identify, can you do the job and can you do it well? This is what you earn for this job. This job pays this. It's not that this job pays this for you or for you. This job pays this.